Thank you so much for purchasing Galvo Grip from Lens Digital. In this video, we'll show you how to set it up with a Galvo laser using our 30-watt JPT fiber machine as an example. We'll go over physical installation, configuration, and alignment. You'll need a Galvo laser with a built-in stepper driver for rotary. Most will have it out of the box. You will see a 4-pin round port on the back of the laser that says something like rotary, or rotating interface. Some Galvo machines don't have a built-in driver, but they might have a port with 5 or more pins that can be connected to an external driver. Galvo Grip hardware setup. You will receive your Galvo Grip with a Galvo stand bracket attached, 2 M6 thumb screws to attach it to your Galvo laser base, and a bag with various jaws, tools, and accessories. First, find a good spot to attach your grip to the Galvo laser bed based on the cup you're engraving. You'll want the engraving area to be directly below the lens. Don't worry if it's a bit off. You can adjust the image position in the Lightburn. Now, let's figure out how to focus properly on the top of the tumbler. There are a few ways to do this. Method A. If you have a focal stick, just raise your tower and measure distance with the stick. Method B. If your machine has red focus laser dots or autofocus, you can just use those and focus them on top of the cup. Method C. You don't have a focal stick or focusing lasers, but your tower has a ruler with an ideal focal distance marked. At this mark, your laser is perfectly focused on the laser tabletop, but our cup is much higher than this, so we'll need to do some simple math. You will need 2 numbers. 1. Distance to the middle of the grip, which is precisely 110.5 millimeters, 4.35 inches. 2. Radius of the cup tumbler, or half its diameter. In my case, the tumbler diameter is 100 millimeters, so its radius is 50 millimeters. 110.5 plus 50 equals 160.5 millimeters. That's how far I need to raise my tower from the 0 mark. My fiber laser has DRO, or digital readout, which makes it easier to see the distance. However, I'm not just engraving a cup, I'm annealing it. Annealing is the process of turning stainless steel black without burning it. It could be tricky to achieve a perfect black color, but one of the tricks is engraving by about 4 millimeters out of focus. That's why I'm focusing on 164.5 instead of 160.5 millimeters. Good. We now set our laser to the correct height and are ready to connect and configure the grip. Connect it to the rotary port of your machine and power everything on. Lightburn Setup. Connect the computer that has Lightburn installed. If your Lightburn is not set up for your laser, you can find a good video that shows how to set up Lightburn with your Galvo laser. Open Rotary Setup in Lightburn, choose Chuck, and enable Rotary. You should only check the reverse rotary direction option if your engraving is coming out mirrored. It's up to you if you check the return to starting point option. The rotary axis should be Y in most cases. Steps per rotation will be 48,000 for most Galvo machines. The reason for this number is that most stepper drivers on the Galvo machines are set to 12,800 steps. However, Galvo Grip has a 3.75 X gear reduction, so we multiply your native stepper driver SPR setting by 3.75, which gives us 48,000 steps per rotation. Object diameter is the actual diameter of the object you are engraving at its widest area. Don't confuse circumference with diameter. Motor speed settings are something you might need to play with. As shown, they work well in most cases. I bump up the max and return speeds to 10,000 to make the cup turn faster when doing the test. Don't do a test just yet. We need to find out if our rotary is centered to the engraving line. To do this, create some design, like the word test, for example. Press Start. Don't worry, we won't engrave anything yet. Next to the output center, there's a Show button. Press it. Your laser will draw a red line that needs to be in the exact center of your grip. Grip has a center line indicator next to the bubble level. Move your grip bracket left or right until the red line reaches the indicator surface. Now, adjust the output center value and press the Show button again to see if the red line matches the center line on the indicator. Keep changing values and pressing Show until you get it right. Using a sticker or a pencil, mark the spot on your tumbler where the laser dot is. Please ensure this spot is located on the broadest diameter area of your object, the same place where you measured it initially or close to it. Go back to the rotary settings and press the Test button. If your settings are correct, the cup will rotate 360 degrees until it reaches the marked spot and then return to the start. If it is off by a lot, double-check if your tumbler diameter is measured and entered correctly. It's possible that your stepper driver might be set to a value different from what we assumed. You can always find your steps per rotation value experimentally by doing a 100mm line test described in this video. Load your design and do a quick framing to see how it fits on a cup. You might have to move the grip left or right, but don't move it front to back, as you already aligned the middle. You are all set. Do a quick test engraving. Use some junky tumbler first to test your settings. Mine came out great. Feel free to use these settings for annealing. That's all for now. If you find this tutorial helpful, give us a like. And please subscribe to our channel. See you next time.